This is Dr. Jason Rowe, and I am here with my lovely wife, Helen. And we've put her on the spot today because we want to share with you her amazing story, the story of a journey that started a year ago. We hope that you'll forgive the amateur nature of this video and instead focus on the message it contains. So Helen, we are in Scottsdale, Arizona for a conference right now, just wrapping up. And what is the significance of this location for you?
Well, a year ago, November 13th, we were here for a conference. Jason was here for a conference, and we took our two older kids, Liam and Catherine. Catherine was 4 at the time, and Liam was 9. And we ate dinner out every day, and the last day we went on this hike, and we're hiking up one of the mountains here, and my 4-year-old was beating me, and I was sweating and very uncomfortable. And that was probably the final straw of many other straws that led me to decide I needed to do something different. I needed to get healthy. And so on that day, I decided I was going to do 2 things from here on out. I was going to exercise every day, and I wasn't going to be a glutton. And so I wasn't exactly sure how that would all come unfolded, but those were the 2 commitments I made myself.
So over the past year, you've been able to accomplish a weight loss of how much now?
I lost 101 pounds
101
and
pounds.
almost 6 sizes in clothing.
Wow.
So,
And what has been the best thing to come out of this journey for you?
I think it's just been a lot of self-awareness more than anything. I mean, I can think of like 3 instances in particular that kind of overwhelm me when I think about them. I wasn't a big exerciser when I started. I would get on the treadmill and just walk for 45 minutes. And I thought, oh, I'll see how much I can run. And I could run 1 minute. And this week, I ran my 6th 5K, which is 3.1 miles. And I'm getting faster and stronger. So the first time I ever ran 2 miles outside, I was with my then 9-year-old and bawled when I was done because it was pretty significant. The thing I mentioned about buying normal size clothing is so nice. Not since I was 15 have I been able to walk into a store, a normal women's size clothing store, and buy something off the rack. And actually, when I was shopping yesterday, the lady guessed my size, and she was right, and it wasn't the biggest size in the store, and that was pretty overwhelming. And then I think the third thing was just how empowering it is. It sounds silly, but I'm getting to know my body. Not that long ago, I was in the shower, and I thought, I was showering, and I had a bump under my breast, and I thought, oh my gosh, I have a lump. Oh my gosh, I'll just have my husband check it out. One of the benefits of having a husband as a doctor. So I thought, well, let me check the other side to see how big it is. And I checked the other side, and there's a lump there too. And I was like, how weird that there's a lump on each side, not realizing that my entire adult life I had not felt my ribs, and that was my ribs. So it's just learning a lot about my body and my limits and just feeling better and making simple health choices every day, every moment.
Well, and that, I think a lot of folks are wondering, how exactly have you done this? There are so many folks out there who want to lose weight, who've tried to lose weight, and who found it to be a real challenge. And, when I put the post on Facebook, a lot of folks ask me, how did your wife lose 100 pounds? So what's your secret?
Well, I don't think there's any secret. It is hard work, and I struggle. I told my husband I was going to try to get through this without crying. I struggle every day with every choice I make because it really has to be a conscious effort. I think exercising is probably 30% of it, but what you put in your mouth is the other 70%. I'm not a calorie counter, but I kind of know what's better for you than other things. At this point, I don't do a lot of carbs. I don't do like bread or potatoes or that kind of thing. I like dessert, and so if I'm going to do dessert, I have to exercise more than I normally would. I'll add another 10-15 minutes of something. So I just make pretty simple choices. I eat the same thing most of the time for breakfast and lunch and vary what I make for dinner. I try to eat what my kids eat, just a small portion, and then a lot of vegetables. And I just have cut out a lot of extra things. I only drink water, black coffee, maybe wine. But just cutting out things where you can, and then the whole moving is really important. Burning that extra calories, that helps.
How often do you exercise, and for how much each time?
I exercise every day. I haven't missed a day in a year. And we have 4 kids, and our youngest was 14 months when I started. And I'm not a member of a gym. I do go to the gym periodically, but I'm not a member. I do a lot of times the treadmill at home. I try to do videos at home, but usually I get help with those. I exercise for 45. I try to do 45 minutes. Now there have been days like one day, one of my daughter's lips were bleeding halfway through exercise, so I had to stop. But I just have gradually added more things. Like at night I do sit-ups or stuff when we're watching TV. But usually every morning, sometime before lunch, I try to exercise for 40 to 45 minutes.
Anything else that you want to tell folks as they struggle with their weight or prepare to enter a weight loss program? Any other tips or advice that you have?
Well, I said I've been heavy my whole life. I mean, I weigh what I weighed when I was 15. And I think my husband was the one who pointed this out, that I said this one time. It does, just because I've always been heavy doesn't mean I always have to be. It doesn't define who I am. For me, this health journey has also been a spiritual one. I've been given one body, and I haven't really been honoring it or glorifying it. And so I think for me that component was really strong, that I need to use my body to the best of its ability and be able to glorify the creator of it. And so that for me has been really empowering and an amazing spiritual journey, that what God has given me and how I'm able to use it.
Thanks very much for sharing your story with us, Helen.